the Wacom, the Cintiqs, and they have this new 12-inch model that a lot of people really like. And then I start thinking about a tablet Mac, and maybe the way to bring multi-touch and tablet to the desktop is to have a hybrid device, because again, like I said, I think it's really a second device that somebody who already has a Mac would get. Could you imagine a 12-inch tablet that serves as a second monitor? You can put it on a stand, but then at the same time you can pick it up and it functions as a ultra portable computer that you can take on the road, and it syncs. It's hooked up with USB. I mean, that's really sexy to me.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if that's way far off, and I don't hear anybody talking about that, but when I start thinking about, because when I hear these rumors, I try and think about usage patterns. I try and think about how would people use this, who would use it, what's it really going to be for, and who's it going to appeal to. And you know, a lot of times the initial reaction is everybody's got a lot of hype around it because it's really sexy, it's really cool. It's like, oh, that's really cool. But when you start to break it down and really think about, okay, now I have this thing daily, when am I taking advantage of it?
What problem are you solving?
And how many times have we bought an electronics device because we thought it was really sexy, and then we use it for 2 weeks, and then it just kind of sits there? I have a million little accessories like that. We were just talking about it. I have one of the Griffin, the eye controls little knob thing, and I thought I was going to use it for video and all this stuff, and it was really great, and I set up shortcuts for it, and I used it for about a month, and I think it's in a box in my garage. So, sexy product, and it had this great light on it that you could control the flashing, and it would throb, and it was gorgeous, and it really matched my setup really well, and everybody who saw it was, ooh, shiny button. But at the end of the day...
Well, I mean, you can kind of go back and look at, and not to keep harping on why I don't think a tablet, but go back to the Modbook, introduced at Macworld 2007, finally launched at Macworld 2008, I think. They were originally only thinking for graphic designers. That's who they were thinking. They wanted people who were going to walk around and draw on a tablet but be able to save it because that's like a piece of paper. They were really surprised to find the medical community was kind of interested for charting and things like that. They were surprised to find that. Everybody else who walked up and looked at it, again, thought it was neat and they thought it was sexy, but they weren't saying, oh, we got it from teachers and we got it from all these people. It might be too early. It doesn't solve enough. Either it doesn't solve enough problems yet for the average user, or the average user still thinks they need more than what it actually costs.
Huge difference between the stylus, though. I've read about it for quite a long time. The stylus and the hands. I mean, this is where Steve Jobs is right. When you get your hands on something, I think that's a huge. It's a deal maker. You should get your hands on something.
Yeah, and I don't think if anybody's trying a drawing app on the iPhone, your finger touch. I don't think the tablet would be a stylus thing. I think it's going to be more about the multi-touch, rotating pictures, moving things around. I don't think it's going to be about a precise experience. I don't think it would be a product for artists. I think they have a Wacom tablet. They have a Cintiq if they really want that experience, and they love them, and they're great, and they're really tailored for their application and their specific. A touch screen would have much broader appeal. And I just think of the experience, things I do at home. So I'll be on the computer and then decide, okay, it's time I'm going to sit in the living room and watch something. But very often I grab my laptop. So I move away from my desktop, I grab my laptop and sit down, and I might want to, be answering emails here and there between commercials, things like that. So multitasking.
Can I ask you a weird question?
Yeah.
What about, instead of a second monitor, what about a tablet, instead of acting as a second monitor, a tablet that acts as a monitor?
Well, the only thing there is I can't imagine picking up a 20-inch or a 24-inch.
Get a 24-inch. It would be a little bit unwieldy. Put an accelerometer in that.
Yeah, but that's why I'm thinking. If the tablet synced and also functioned as a second monitor and a standalone internet-style device where I can do my basic tasks of email like the iPhone does, that would be something it's like picking up your desktop and just walking it to your living room. And that's something that I literally do. I will walk away from my desktop computer and walk over and pick up the laptop that's been charging and take that with me. It makes that process simpler and brings in the coolness factor too. So it's a dream. But
I think
if Apple's listening, that's what I want.